Hello and welcome back to another drawing time of INKroverts. This time we're drawing this, which is a second artwork of the Reading Death. Not a big series, I think it'll be about 3 artwork in total, which means I'm going to draw one more of them. And now you can see me tweaking around. I've been indecisive with what I want, so there's a bit of as you can see with the 2 red lines here, this is the rule of thirds technique I use in this drawing, which means you divide the canvas into 3 parts, whether horizontally or vertically or both, and you will place your elements in the drawing according to the rule of thirds. I know I'm being pointless here for drawing the whole canvas in green when I could just use the bucket tool, but I was being indecisive and I'm experimenting with all sorts of things. I just decided that I can paint the whole canvas into green after I started. Overall, this is a rather simple composition with just the main character standing in the middle of the canvas. So to make it a bit more interesting, I'm going to place something in the foreground and have some blurry or desaturated elements in the background. And for the foreground, you can see there's the big leaf at the front with something akin to a butterfly. The butterfly is sort of a secondary character here. And you caught me using Pinterest to look for reference, although this is really important if you want to learn more techniques. And so here, because I'm very unfamiliar with drawing backgrounds, especially with all the trees and sometimes buildings, I would have to look for reference. And I choose 1 reference picture, 2, 3 picture, 4 picture, so on. And you see I'm tweaking the colours for a bit with the background. At first it started out as green, a very spring-like background, and now it's changed to autumn-like. If you squint for a bit, obviously the primary colour of this drawing is orange, and if you squint, the secondary colour is supposed to be blue, and so I try not to use too much blue, but not little, to make people feel it is an accent colour, because I think accent colour is supposed to be dark grey or dark brown. And here I was attempting to copy the technique of some other artists, but of course I didn't do as well a job, and I had to make adjustments here and there, even sometimes after I finished all the trees. So let me just use a different colour here. There we go. And I try to to add more details to the trees to make them look more believable. Well, it's not believable at all, but more acceptable to the eyes. And may I remark, it is very therapeutic to draw all the branches. I don't know why, it just feels comfortable and satisfying. And here I am drawing the sky, the clouds. And you can see me here having fun with the clouds because, I really didn't have to think too much. But let me just keep stroking until I got satisfied. And it seems that I haven't played enough yet. It's fun to draw clouds because there isn't any correct shape of clouds. You can just paint however you want. Maybe one cloud is not enough. Let me just draw another one with a rocket shape. It was not really a rocket shape, it's more like the pattern of clouds where rockets pass by, or a plane, all the sort. And you can see I'm drawing the butterfly here. I struggled a bit to get the texture out, but I had fun dotting the white. And finally, we are drawing the main character. Let me just switch back to my first reading death drawing for reference. I left out the teeth part because usually, the main reason I used a skull here is because it looks very mysterious. It looks like a mysterious character going through all the places and studying. But the teeth there, it makes him look a bit creepy, to be honest. It sort of defeated the mysterious aura when you're smiling so eerily like that. When I look at the reference, the photo of the skull there, the reference doesn't look that eerie. But when I draw it, it looks like it's smiling creepily down with the butterfly. Do you think that? Am I the only one? Oh, I eventually decided against adjusting the teeth any longer. I was afraid I was going to make it worse by doing something else, and so I moved on to the clothes. And eventually I found out that I suck at drawing clothes, so I'd have to go back to Pinterest and look for reference pictures, as you can see here. I would look for, in normal circumstances, I look for real photos for reference, but I tried doing that and it was difficult for me to figure out the shapes of the shadows on a clothes, because many times I see the clothes of very, very subtle shadows and sometimes a very smooth gradient that I struggle to figure out how the shapes should look. And so for saving time, I just use other artists' artwork for reference. And hopefully it doesn't turn out too weird. Another problem here, if you look at the small image of the Reading Death painting on the top right, the character death there looks too light or desaturated, that he doesn't pop from the background. It looks like he merged from the background somewhat. And so here I'm selecting only his character and then darkening him to make it look like that he was standing behind the sun and the light was coming out behind him, and so sort of make him pop. And the butterfly as well, of course. And here's the result, and that's pretty much all of it this time. See ya!